It's the Sean Widmer Podcast. It's a journal by someone that just really doesn't like to write.
Anna is on today's episode of the podcast. That's coming up here in just a few minutes. We talk bodily sounds, we talk music, and I believe we get a little bit of cleanup, house cleaning, and a shout out to a house cleaner device that deserves it. We'll get into that in a little bit. I want to finish with a Kelly's What Are You Into? We're back to the TV world with it. I know it's always a game or a TV show, but you know what? That's what it is today. And I forgot about something. I wanted to start with this, so I had a terrible moment the other day, and I'm now mortified about it, and I don't want to be part of this anymore. I'm dropping Olivia off to school, something that I love, and she has the sweetest teachers in the world working at her kindergarten or preschool. It's amazing. They are true angels. They're so nice. My daughter goes crazy for them. In fact, today she asked if she could invite her teachers by name to her birthday party next year. She was like, I want these friends to be there and my teachers. And I thought, okay, so they're doing it right. So I'm dropping off Olivia, and one of the ladies comes out, and she's so nice, and she's got her smile, and she's, looking at my truck, and she's like, what are you clean up? But she looks at me and goes, I hear you have a podcast. And I looked her dead in the eyes and thought, how do I respond to this? Because this was on Thursday, and I knew that Wednesday, the latest episode that she would go find, is the episode where I'm like, you know what? Let's talk about male genitalia. And that's what she gets to enjoy. Sweet Olivia's dad out here on the internet as a 42-year-old talking about that. Well, it's going to get better for you today because my wife's on, so you never know what's going to come up with that. But I just want to apologize to the entire teaching staff there at my daughter's preschool. If you're listening to this, which now you're not because you listen to Wednesdays and you're like, well, we can't have that on. Sorry, but also thank you. And I think they're doing something. By the way, if you are listening, give me 30 seconds because I know what you all are doing, and I'm not falling for it. There was a disconnect somewhere along the way where my daughter was going to class, opening her lunchbox, eating the veggie straws, the fruits. If I put any little snacks in there, she was eating that, and then she was eating like a third or a fourth of her sandwich. And I had mentioned when she would come home, she'd immediately get home and start begging for snacks. All right, begging for popcorn or fruit snacks or like one of the little kids' Cliff Bars. She started begging for those. And I would be like, Olivia, let's open your lunch. And sure enough, there was all the sandwich. I'm like, look, eat some sandwich. That's what lunch is for. My daughter's notorious for this. She does not eat at mealtime. She skips meals so that she can beg for snacks. We talk more snacks with my son, I believe, later today on the podcast. I think that's on with Anna. That's either on the real episode or for the Patreon. We recorded for Patreon today as well. We'll talk about that. But I think her teachers are covering for her because she went to school and must have mentioned my dad wants me to eat my full sandwich. And I know my daughter well enough to know she's going to sell it like my dad beats me if I don't eat my sandwich. I know her. Like, The girl has a way to try to trick you. It's a little terrifying. And I just want to make it very clear. The conversation is, Olivia, I need you to eat your sandwich before you get any of the fruit snacks. And she hates that. Oh, she hates that. And so I think that she got in cahoots with the teachers and they are throwing her sandwich away if she doesn't finish it. So when she comes home, it's empty because I think they're fearful of me. That's not the case. You're going to have to take this one from Dad. I know that little angel. She is a sneaky son of a gun. Hey, more power to her, though. It's working. More power to her. Olivia, I got to give you props, girl. Well done. Okay, let's get into it. Anna's on the podcast today. We'll discuss stuff on today's podcast, and then she will be available for more Anna on the Patreon for the Patreon members this weekend over at patreon.com/Sean Widmer Podcast. Patreon.com/Sean Widmer Podcast. Become a Patreon member there, like Jeff did, our latest Patreon member. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff, I'm a long-term Jeff fan. When I would do the food drive for the radio show, he and his wife would come by the food drive and hang out. at least once a week. And their daughter was with them from when she was a baby, like just born, until I think the last one that I did, she's in high school. I think so I mean, that had been, 14, 15 years of seeing her grow up. So shout out. Anyways, Jeff, thank you for becoming a Patreon member. Let's get to Anna now, shall we? All right. Welcome back. What happened?
I just feel like you could have laughed, and instead you just ignored me and started.
Oh, you know what? The problem was the thing you're talking about is something that frustrates me. Because you had mentioned the camera lags. And it's because I need to get a better setup with my phone. So I've been trying to work around that. There's times where if you watch the video, you'll see like the talking and then like hezzies, and then it catches up. So it looks
hezzies.
It looks like you're talking like this fast, and then it just happened when you were there. It drives me crazy.
It's kind of like
drives me crazy.
Paramount.
It's like Paramount. Paramount is the worst app of all of these streaming apps.
Well, I don't know about that.
Okay, Anna's with us by the way today.
Hello. Hi everybody.
Okay, Paramount? I'd like to know what you like less than Paramount.
Well, I only watch Peacock, so I don't care about any of the other ones.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like the other ones work well. Peacock works well. Disney Plus works well.
It's all about the content.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm talking outside content. The Paramount app, if you watch something, it just buffers the entire time.
That's something that I only notice because it drives you insane.
Oh, it drives me absolutely crazy.
I'm not sure that I would have thought more about it.
I'm feeling like your microphone isn't very loud. Hang on. I tried to test these before, but
I feel like it's fine.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
You had a fun little trip to Nashville where you cleaned up dog poop.
Yes, I went to Nashville. Very excited to stay at my friend Emily's home. It's a beautiful home. And she was out of town, which I wasn't excited that she was out of town by any means. But, I was kind of excited to be by myself.
And to stay in a house. You stay in a lot of hotels.
Yes. And she's got a tub. And I was like, this is great. She's got great products.
She's got great products.
Yeah.
I love it.
I was planning on washing my hair one of the days with one of her shampoos.
Okay.
Didn't get a chance because her sweet dog had diarrhea the whole time I was there.
I felt so bad because when you left, you have that weird torn emotion. You don't want to leave because you miss the kids. But then you also had this emotion of like, I'm excited that I'm staying at a place that's not a hotel. So you were actually happy about that part.
I was like, I'm going to sleep so good.
And then it was a nightmare.
It was just, I felt bad for the dog.
We talked about this last time, so I don't want to be in reruns with you.
Okay.
But you have, I don't know if it's your pregnancy or if it's the weather changing. Because of the Freshies trips, I'm now constantly craving sweets, something which I have not had in a long time. That's all I can think about now.
It's like a drug, sugar.
It's
they
unreal.
Say, I'm no doctor.
Yep.
But they say you get addicted to sugar. And you can blame my Freshies trips.
Uh-huh.
But maybe you should look within at your large bag of nerds upstairs.
Where's that at?
I also found
Where's my large bag of nerds?
all the nerds in that brown bag.
Where is that?
Sitting in the kitchen. No.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Your nerds. Someone sent you a bag of
from
candy.
Yvonne. Oh, I thought you meant nerd clusters. The little boxes of nerds.
No, nerds.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Also, today, when I was looking for the meat thermometer, I reached up on a shelf that I can't see.
Yeah.
And I went like this, and it was a box of Sour Patch Kids.
Are they open? Mm-hmm. Oh, man. I need to find those.
Well, I found them today.
You know where I stole those from?
Where?
Olivia's, one of the Easter boxes. There's also an Easter box full of candy in the pantry.
Well,
it is.
That's all I'm saying is your
everywhere.
addiction is
I'm telling
your
you.
own. It's not from me wanting to go to Freshies every once in a while.
No, I haven't wanted ice cream forever. I wish right now, if we had a pint of ice cream upstairs right now, I would devour it tonight.
Do you want to know something?
I'd crush it.
Do you want to know something?
Yeah.
I went to Freshies tonight.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And you didn't bring me anything.
I went before the game.
Why would you not bring back something? Like, why wouldn't you go after also?
Well, I would. I'll go again.
Oh my gosh, that place is great. Okay.
I mixed it up. I've been doing chocolate chip cookie dough, and I did peanut butter cup.
Oh, okay.
It was delicious.
I like it.
But I still think I'm a chocolate chip cookie dough gal because they use dark chocolate.
Okay, let's talk about this thing that I want to talk to you about. Our daughter learned about camping in
they're having like
today.
a whole week of camping.
Yeah, you know I love camping. It's one of my favorite pastimes.
Yes.
Do you think, at what point do you think we will venture out for our first family camping trip? Next summer?
All of us? Never.
Yep, next summer.
I will never.
Why not?
Because bears, and I don't have with 3 children, I don't have enough strength.
Is there bears in Kentucky?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
There's bears everywhere.
So I won't be able to take the kids camping.
No, not all of them at once.
Why?
Unless you buy a vehicle, like what are they? Like a trailer.
Well, we just get some tents out there.
Nope.
Olivia loves a tent.
Here's the thing. A bear could be eating a child and you'd be floating in the lake and like no one would know.
Oh, they'll all be in the lake. We got water hounds. We're going to even be more worried about an alligator.
I'll do some research on the animals in Kentucky and the campgrounds.
Okay. Yeah, because I want to check it out.
I love you and I love camping with you.
Yeah.
Camping with the kids does not sound fun for me. Maybe when they're driving.
Okay. So that's going to be something I want to do with them because I am, like right now their age, Olivia's, not Huck's. Olivia's age to me.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The thought of you leaving and taking the kids, all of them, and leaving me at home in the house is amazing.
Because right now is bike, like Olivia's in bike time.
Yeah.
And a bike at a campsite is so awesome.
I worry that you're going to go to a Kentucky campsite and be like, ugh.
Do they stink?
I don't know. I've never been to camping in Kentucky. The first time I went camping was at Lake Sullivan, and you ruined me because it's beautiful. Nowhere will ever be as pretty.
Someone told me, we also went to Priest.
That was fun.
Priest was gorgeous also.
And I was pregnant.
Yeah, we did go to 2 very pretty places to camp.
Mm-hmm.
Someone told me there's like a bunch of mountains around here.
Okay, it's funny you said that because I was at my PT therapist on Monday, and she was like, yeah, I went hiking, and we went over to, and she was like saying all these things like I should know, like
yeah.
No clue. But there seems to be, yeah.
I need to find them because it has been a weird thing.
It's like 45 minutes away.
Yeah, I actually talked to someone about this the other day. The fact that in this area, it's so flat.
Yeah.
That if you were driving somewhere, you would have no clue. I wouldn't know how to figure out what way I'm going. Where in Spokane, South Hill had the mountain. So you had like a mountain as like a landmark of.
I guess you're right.
South.
I still wouldn't know.
Here it's just like if the sun's behind a cloud, you're toast. You can never tell what direction because it's so flat. It's kind of weird. It's been an adjustment.
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah. This I don't really know. I wouldn't call it a mountain. I don't think.
Which one?
Just like where you can go in Kentucky. I don't think it's like mountains. It's
Would it be like the Dishman Hills? Remember we'd go to the Dishman Hills?
Yeah, like okay. I think it's just like a hill and then you're above ground.
All right, well, I would like to
I need to look that up.
Do some camping. And maybe you do the thing where we
leave our kids here.
Or you meet us for a little while and then come home. Like come bring breakfast and hang for a little bit and then go home.
Don't you think like to sleep with 3 kids in a tent?
They'll all be on top of me.
Well, you know what? This is what you need to do. Next summer, you take Huck and Olivia.
Yeah, and I want to go with maybe Colt and Eli.
Because they'll be old enough to like hang.
Yeah. Although Huck, you never
know. If you're having me come bring breakfast, if you think I'm leaving without Huck, you're mistaken.
Okay, Anna, well, I wanted to talk.
Did he recover tonight without me?
Yeah, yeah. We just had to sing. Olivia and I just had to sing to him. And it was once that happened, he was locked in. The dude is
tired.
A sensitive boy.
Well, I think he was really tired today.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it is. It is. All right, Anna, we have to talk about the dog.
Wait, hold on. Tell the story.
Well, okay. So the other day, I make you breakfast, and you wanted some pancakes. So I made you some pancakes, and came upstairs, brought you pancakes and a cup of coffee. Bring it up. I head back downstairs. Black coffee. What you
Always,
like.
yeah.
And so I make it, bring it upstairs, go downstairs, and I'm minding my own business with the kids, and I hear you yell, and we come upstairs, and you are not happy.
I'd like to preface this.
Okay, yeah, hit me.
The week prior
Yep.
had been spent cleaning up vomit, poop, stomach bug virus germs
all
for a week.
Yep.
And we were done.
Yeah.
Everything was clean. I felt like everything was sanitized. The germs were gone.
Between
sheets,
bleach and the windows open, you had got rid of everything.
the sheets were clean. Things didn't smell. And so what happened was you brought me the pancakes and the coffee. I ate the pancakes within seconds, and then Huck needed something. And so I set the plate down on my bedside table and went and helped him. And Jovi thought she could try to get the pancakes. In doing so, she knocked over my coffee, which she didn't care about.
No.
And it went on the wall, on my sheets, on my bed, and on the carpet. Now, we just got brand new carpet when we moved into this house.
Yep.
And every piece of it has been vomited on or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this for real? But again, I was like, you know what? I've been doing this for a week. I spray it with what I spray everything with, that hot spot. Wouldn't come out.
No.
Coffee was the most relentless stain I have ever dealt with on carpet.
And Annie, you did, like you said, you did the hot spot. We did different online vinegar, baking soda. So
yeah,
someone's going to say, well, you should have tried this.
Yeah, so we did the hot spot first. I did that multiple times. And then we both found the same thing online that said mix like baking soda or something.
Baking soda, vinegar, and warm water.
No, dish soap.
Dish soap. Yeah.
Yeah. We both did that. And what would happen is it would look like it was gone and then it would dry and be brown.
Crazy.
Finally, the little green machine.
Shout out to Jamie.
Is she? Yeah.
I think Jamie was. I don't want to shout out
Brandon did his car. I remember.
Let's shout out Jamie.
Because he let us borrow his one.
Yes, he did.
Finally, I did that. But it took 3 rounds. So I would do it and let it fully dry, and then I did it again. The first round, the water that it sucked up was dark brown.
And this was after we had cleaned it multiple times.
Yes.
Okay? There is that little green machine is a blessing and a curse, because it's a blessing in that it does work.
Yes.
But it is a curse in that you see how much effort you put into cleaning something and it didn't work at all, as it sucks up, like you said, pitch black stuff out of the carpet.
And I mean, by the 3rd time, it was like still dark.
It was crazy. I mean, you worked on that stain for over a week.
Easily. The green machine sat in our room.
Yeah.
But it's gone.
It's gone. And you actually, after a week, you moved the bedside table.
Just yesterday I moved it.
Yep, back next to the bed, because that's where the stains were. And
now, you know what you did? So we had moved the bed and then you moved it back over.
Yeah.
And I'm fearful that there are pieces I need to hit with the green machine under the bed. And the other day, I tried to move the bed, and that's never happening.
That bed is.
No, yeah. No, but I actually got it kind of.
Okay.
I mean, I broke my body.
Yeah.
And could have potentially gone into early labor.
Yeah.
But I moved it like half an inch.
When I moved it the first time, I felt like the ladies in the video who are lifting a car off their kid. I felt like I had tapped into this secret adrenaline power, and I stood up and looked at Olivia, and I was like,
I kept
Dad
going
did it, Olivia.
to other sides of trying to get a better grip.
Yeah.
And I audibly said, alone in my room as I was trying to move it to see if I needed to do more, I audibly said, now I'm getting pissed, because I'm not saying I'm strong,
right?
But I can usually move, do things like that.
You're not weak. You are stronger than your average bear.
If I use my trunk,
You use your trunk.
then I can
What
use
is it? What is your trunk?
like all of this, the bottom half.
All this.
All of this.
Oh,
If
this.
I'm not moving anything with my upper body, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's coming from my trunk. And unfortunately, I didn't have the trunk strength, but I'm what I wanted to do is fit the little green machine thing in between, like where the bed post is and the wall.
Yep. So
all I had to do is
all I had to do is trunk.
and
Trunk. Did you want to tell that story real quick?
"Yeah" by Soulja Boy is a kid's song. Because do you know that in the song he says something along the lines of like, "You little doo-doo head dummy"? He says that in the song. It's a kid's song.
I don't know that I want Olivia going around saying doo-doo head dummy, but I do get what you're saying in terms of a rap song, what other ones are saying.
Well, my kids love that song, and it fires us all up, so
tell
you
the
can
people
get
about
over it.
Chick-fil-A, 'cause
And
I loved it. I
me
loved
and
it.
Olivia and Huck listen to it all the time, and we dance to it, and we think it's fun. And we listen to it in the car. And last night, Sean and I took the kids to Chick-fil-A, and Sean got ketchup for Huck, and he gets excited about stuff like that. So Sean was walking back with the ketchup, and he said, "Ketchup, yeah, Trick, yeah," and then he kept on.
The dude across
he was dying.
Was like, is he?
Because
is he singing Soulja Boy.
His voice is so aggressive too.
Trick, yeah.
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 And then
Trick.
he says Trick.
It's so
He's a nut.
He's a nut. He's his mother's son.
That is a fun kid song. So if you have kids, play them "Yeah" by Soulja Boy.
Yeah, there you go. All right. If people want to hear more Anna, they go to the Patreon. That will be up this weekend. They can hear you talking about.
The only time I've ever heard anything about a Patreon is from The Toast.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, now you'll be on one. So thank you. All right.
Cool.
Have a fun trip.
Do you guys want to hear my favorite podcast though, besides this one?
Yeah.
That's what we should talk about. That's what we should talk about the next Patreon.
Okay, save it.
Because I feel like have never really been like a podcast person because I'm like, you make fun of me because I listen to nothing and just like my mind's a complete blank all the time.
Yeah, more people do that than I've thought, and I've learned that now.
Yeah.
That you're wise. You're
but
wise
I feel
above your
passionate
years.
now about a podcast, so I want to talk about that next time.
All right, babe. Thanks for doing this.
You're welcome.
There's Anna. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I always enjoy talking to her, so hopefully you got some chuckles out of that today. Let's wrap up the podcast, shall we?
Kelly's, what are you into?
It's TV stuff, man. Which, by the way, I forgot to mention, no Survivor recap today. Michael, you're going to be mad at me because you probably caught up and now you're waiting for Survivor recap and I don't have it for you. Sorry, we recorded the podcast tonight instead of watching Survivor, and so we normally watch on Thursday nights. I recorded the podcast with Anna on Thursday night, and now I'm behind. I'll have to watch it this weekend. I apologize. But what have I been watching? I had forgot about a show, and now it's back into my mind, and it's Atlanta, the show Atlanta, Donald Glover's show Atlanta. And I was last night I was just kind of scrolling like, what can I watch? It came up. It was like, do you want to continue watching Atlanta? I was like, when was the last time I watched this? It had been 2-3 years ago. I actually forgot that I didn't finish the series. I thought I was done with it. I knew the series was done, and I thought I had finished. I hadn't even finished season 3, let alone get into season 4. And I got to say, I thought season 1 and 2 of Atlanta were awesome. Season 3, for me, lost me. I went online. It did extremely well. Season 3 was met by rave reviews from the critics. For me, it was a little too far out there. A lot of it didn't make sense to me, and I didn't love that. I kind of like just a story I can follow. This got weird. A lot of trippy episodes. They're overseas. They're in Amsterdam and stuff, and it's like, I don't know what's happening. But I'm excited to get into season 4 because I guess season 4 gets back to what seasons 1 and 2 were back in Atlanta, and so I'm ready to do that. I love that show. I think it's really cool. Again, I need to find a show that is not NSFW. I need to find an SFW show that I love. Because all of them that I recommend, I feel bad. I'll get a message a few weeks later like, ooh, that was a little much. That was a little much. Ryan messaged me today, and he was like, I was trying to watch Succession, and I made it 4 episodes, and I was like, no. Succession, for the record, is a show. I admit it. I will never admit to watching that show. I heard it's really good from me, but I will never admit to watching it because it is filth. All right, so Atlanta gets the shout out for Kelly's What Are You Into today? I think it's a really cool show. If you are somebody who likes a little more edgy to their TV shows, that might be one to give a try to. I think. I also love Donald Glover, so there's that as well. All right, let's read some comments. Let's get out of here. Here's what we got. Ian said this. Haha, that's at least 2 people who told you about Buy Nothing. Tried getting you into it when you were here in Spokane. Slice and Dice was fun. I ran out of content, so I deleted it. You might like Knights of Pen and Paper 2. Ian, I will tell you, I saw this comment. I have the game downloaded on my phone. I have not started it yet, but thank you for the game suggestion. I'm excited to start it. And it was funny when I saw your comment that said you had mentioned Buy Nothing. It immediately registered because I thought it was familiar to me and I didn't know why. You had told me about it, and I appreciate that. So thank you. Thank you for that. It's, the people who have recommended it are credible sources. Buy Nothing. Yvonne said this. Glad Olivia likes The Babysitter. It's a hard thing for the babysitter the first time meeting the kids. I heard they were going to start putting ads on Disney Plus. It sucks. We are already paying. Yeah, it sucks. Like she said, we are already paying for the service. We are paying for the service, and now there's ads. And I understand cable. We were paying for cable, and it had ads. So there is something there. I understand that. It just stinks because I want to dig my heels in and not have to pay for a service and then also watch ads. I just don't want to do it. So I'm with you, Yvonne, all the way. And then Roberta said this on YouTube. She didn't cough. I did. Remember, you can always go to YouTube, follow the YouTube. It's Bomarewski. YouTube.com/Bomarewski. Give it a like, give it a follow, give it a subscribe, give it a bell, whatever. My youngest brother is the head programmer for the Portland Light Rail System. The programming for the system runs in his head all the time. It is the lot of a programmer. P.S. James Joyce is considered a classic with his stream of consciousness, Portrait of an Artist as a Young Man. All right, a lot of knowledge from Roberta. Roberta, very smart, much smarter than me. And Roberta, I love it. Of course, she has a younger brother who's the programmer for the Portland Light Rail System. Roberta knows more cool, and she's cool, but she also knows more cool people than anyone. It's crazy. You bring up something, and she's like, "Oh, I had a brother-in-law who went to outer space. I had a brother-in-law that went to Uranus." Just lucky stuff like that. Thank you to everyone who commented. And again, thank you to the people who have subscribed on Patreon, patreon.com/Sean Widmer Podcast, making it possible to keep the podcast doors open. I appreciate you guys way more than you know. There will be an episode with Anna going up this weekend. And I think, do I jinx it? Maybe I jinx it. I think Rob Sacre is coming on one of these next 2 weeks. And he's going to come on the podcast, but he's also going to do the Patreon. And I just don't know. I love Robert. And we'll see how that goes. But anyways, that's a future us problem. Have a great time listening to whatever it is, whatever episodes you're listening to this weekend, whether it's the Anna one or just this one. I hope you enjoy.